Behold, the divine light guides us all.
How about Shemel Shah? Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
Psalm 145. I will extol thee, my God, O King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of the glorious honor of thy majesty, and of thy wondrous works. And men shall speak of the might of thy terrible acts, and I will declare thy greatness. They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness. The Lord is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger, and of great mercy. The Lord is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Lord, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom, and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. The Lord upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season. Thou openest thine hand, and satisfiest the desire of every living thing. The Lord is righteous in all his ways, and holy in all his works. The Lord is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry, and will save them. The Lord preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak the praise of the Lord, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever
Show my
and
love
ever.
for you.
Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahawa, Malakwithka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim,
Show my
Nathanlanawa, Lakum, Kal Yawam, Wasalaklanawa, Khawabwatnawa, Kasalachnawa, Kawabwatinawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Haushainawa, Mayan, Rai Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wahata Ba'arath, La'aiwalamium, Aman.
How about Shemel Shah? Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Makakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing this word and truth. And then sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahasham Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Shai. All right, and what I want to get into today, is dealing with, all right, this rigged system, okay, people call an economy, okay, because what we're coming to understand, dealing with the devil, the game has been rigged the whole time, all right, and people, all right, that trust in this society are now seeing, the common person is seeing, all right, that it's all a scam. As the devil, is getting ready to transition into his new world order, and he's dismantling this old system, Okay, the masses are feeling the squeeze. All right, and they're calling out and hollering out, man. You know, and this is all the results of a wicked rulership. The things that that's allowed. Okay, the system that's in place, the rigged system that's in place. Well, this is all the doing of a wicked rulership. Okay, and for us as Israelites, we're in the predicament we're in because of our disobedience. That we've been subjugated, under the systems and the oppression of our enemies. Okay, and one of the things that we have to look forward to, when we come into the faith, is the end, okay, of this captivity, the end of this oppression. Okay, and we look forward to the righteous rulership of Yahweh Shah. This the rulership of Esau Edom, as we awaken to who we are. Was supposed to make us have, it was supposed to create a thirst of righteousness within the hopeful elect. Okay, because this is a bitter captivity. You see, and that's one of the, the bitterness about the truth is that knowing what we know, but still having to deal, okay, and operate in a wicked system that's rigged. Knowing the game rigged, okay, but still have to participate and make do in this wicked system. Okay, but we serve a balanced power, and as we see prophecy happening, we know, the end of this is near. Okay, and that's our hope and expectation. That's our faith. With the saints. Now, I want to get this here. Now, when you go into the Book of Lamentations, we're dealing with us being taken down by the Babylonians. Okay, and one of the things, one of the punishments of the Heavenly Father is what we fell away from sovereignty, man. You see, and that's something we haven't had as a long time as a people, is sovereignty. Okay, and that's one of the perks of being the chosen people, is being above. You see, now we see how good we had it made, when we was obedient to our power. Okay, and now we're seeing, because when you have sovereignty, okay, you don't have the issues that you see people complaining about today. When you have sovereignty as a nation, okay, you're able to capitalize, off your own resources, have your own economy, okay, where your nation benefits, from the labor force, okay, where the women of your nation are born to be your wives, okay, the men are trained with skills to be husbands and leaders. You see, we fell away from that. That's the perks of sovereignty. Okay, you don't have to check in with another government when you have sovereignty, man. And that's what we fell away from. Okay, and this captivity now is like, damn, we missed the simplicity, having sovereignty, man. You see, and that's something we haven't had as a long time as a people. But going here to Lamentation 5:1, it says, "Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens." All right, so this system of inheritance where the father will be able to pass down, wealth. And not speaking of FRN notes, but true wealth, land, resources, servants, okay, livestock, true wealth, man. You see, but we fell away from a system of inheritance to where all we inherit now is debt. We live in a society where each generation has to start from scratch. Each generation has to start all over again. Okay, and we came from a system where everyone had an inheritance, man. You see, when you go into the law, that's why some of the laws are so foreign, to us in this system, because we're in captivity. You see, a lot of those laws were meant for a sovereign nation. Okay, and when you don't have sovereignty, it's impossible to keep, the law perfect. That's why Jake, they push this kick, the law, perfection in the law, justification in the law. Well, without sovereignty, it's absolutely impossible, okay, to keep the law perfect. Okay, you got to check into another government. Okay, you can't put the law of the Bible above the law of the land in this society. There's certain things that we can do. We rehearse the righteous acts. There's certain things we can do. Okay, within the law, but keep the law in its totality. No, you can't do that. You can't just sacrifice animals. Okay, talking about the law. You can't put moles to death. Okay, talking about the law. Okay, well in the law you're supposed to burn idols. Witches. Okay, because can you do that here? Absolutely not. Okay, these churches and you see it's a lot. All right, they're supposed to be being executed when you go into the law. See, the law goes way beyond fringes. You see, Jake put fringes on everything, and get 100% cotton T-shirt, and now they perfected, they reach perfection. Nah, man, there's a lot in that law. All right, that should be being executed full time right now. Okay, but that's impossible because we don't have the sovereignty, man. So that's a punishment from the Heavenly Father for our disobedience, as He stripped us from sovereignty, man. Okay, verse 3 says, "We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows." Okay, and you look at the circumstances most of our people come up in, because black culture is basically the matriarch. Okay, that's a punishment to have fatherless home. That's a plague. You see, Esau taught us the glory in the plagues and the curses. Okay, these things are curses, man. He taught the men, to be mad at the father, and all this. We can get into it, but you see, all in all, fatherless household is a curse. You see, it's not normal, but these things became normal because the Lord put us in the cursed state for our disobedience. It says, "We have drunken our water for money; our wood is sold unto us." You see, the bills. Okay, to pay for water. Going back, when you have sovereignty, you don't have water bills. Okay, you don't have to have a mortgage. You see, when you got sovereignty, you have all these things in house. Okay, you have what you call commonwealth. You see, men had skill set, women had skill set. You didn't need, see, everything in this society is outsourced. Okay, so this devil make you pay for survival. It's to the point now this economy is built on you paying for survival. Okay, you're laboring, okay, just to get a currency that you give right back to this nigga to survive. Okay, this is no different than the slave quarters. The Esau has made the whole earth into slave quarters. Okay, to where you're laboring pretty much for free. And I got a video, and Jake, they're gonna go into it. These people that's complaining, they're gonna go into it because you're pretty much laboring for free. Okay, this man has set a system where you're pretty much laboring just to survive. Okay, there was a time where you can get ahead a little bit. You see, but all this evaporated, man. Okay, this man has created, the whole earth to be a slave quarters, man. Okay. Now instead of having you directly on the plantation, you just stay a little farther away. Okay. Because the money you're getting it goes into your commute to and from, all right, the plantation, to feed yourself, all right, as you slave, to house yourself as you slave. Okay. It says our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. And these are all the circumstances of captivity, man. You see? This is all the circumstances of us as a people disobeying our power. Okay? Let's go from there. Let's get this real quick in the book of Baruch. Okay. because the book of Baruch was also written to the captives, in Babylon. The Babylonians took us down. Okay, and you go here, Baruch 3:8 says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity." Okay, and there's still a fact to this very day. You see, and this time we're in the Babylon the Great. Okay, so it's even worse. It says, "Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power." Okay, and as we departed from our power, He gave us over to the enemy, man. He gave us over to a slave system. Now we have to deal as slaves. Okay, our obedience, we have sovereignty, we have rulership. Okay, disobedience, now we in the predicament of a slave. Now we're subject to payments. Now we got to check in to another nation. We didn't want to check in to the Most High. Okay, and He was providing for us. We was good. It said Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. You see, we got beside ourselves, man. Okay, we got full of ourselves, man. When we was in our sovereignty, man. Okay, and the Lord humbled us. And the Lord humbles us through captivity. Okay, in this last captivity, we've been humbled more than ever. Okay, and within this captivity, the Lord has showed mercy and has awakened the remnant. Okay, to now we have a hope within this captivity, even though it's hell. We have a hope. We just not through. The Jake out here through. Imagine waking up to all the BS of this system, but not having the truth, that comforter. Okay, not having the expectation beyond this world, understanding that this is a temporal setup. Okay, imagine that. Imagine, what that do to your psyche. Waking up to this madness, but not having the comforter, man. And this is why we should appreciate, the comforter, man, the grace, through the sacrifice of Yahushua, man. That we're comforted in the midst of this, man. Waking up to this, even though it's a bitterness, it's still a comfort in the bitterness of knowing that He is, and that there's, all right, after. Okay, it's something after this, man. It's something beyond this. You see, so let's go here and let's get this video real quick, then we'll get some more. All right, because these people, okay, but this is becoming more normal. All right, the average person is figuring out, like, what are we doing? You see, and Esau has everyone on this big hamster wheel, and I say America is nothing but one big slave quarter, man. Okay, you have the plantation, the corporations, all right, and then wherever you live, that's the slave quarters. Okay, so let's play this.
I don't have absolutely fucking nothing, and I've been working for 15 years.
What's the point in working and getting a career, getting an apartment? If you're gonna be at work more than your own fucking house, bro.
Look, right, you think about it, we're really working for free.
We all work for free.
I just don't know. I just don't know no more. It's like,
how many hours did you work this week that you were never actually paid for? Right? And that, now really think about it. I'm not talking about you working like your actual job at work. I'm talking about the commute, the emails at night, the task on your days off, the time you spent training, onboarding, learning new softwares, updating certifications, the time spent on recovering so you could do it all over again tomorrow, right? None of that shows up on your paycheck, honestly. And as a matter of fact, bro, everyone is working for free, right? You get your paycheck, and all of a sudden you got bills, and now you only got maybe $50 left, which is barely enough to put half a tank of gas in your car.
So lucky. Let's do this. Yes. So lucky. Give me a minute.
Car, but through systems that
Let me see. Pause and let it catch up. So lucky. She'll be good now.
quietly extract unpaid labor from our lives, right? Now, if you are salaried, you don't really have quote unquote hours, you have like expectations, and those expectations expand infinitely, right? There's always one more email, one more meeting, one more.
Let me pause and catch up, man. You tripping with that, man. You know? But yeah, that so basically, you know, in this video, you know, they're just figuring out like you're working for free, you know. And when you think about, all right, the money you have to put into going to work, to and from work, even if you work from home, you know, when you just go into your essentials, how much things have went up, your essentials, you know, rent, food, and, you know, mainly rent and food, and that's 60 to 70% of most people's money. Rent, you know, essential bills and food, you know, that's 70. You know, most people are giving 70% of their money right back. Okay, and the other 30%, you know, you haven't even gotten into, you know, car repairs and, you know, miscellaneous things and, you know, household repairs or whatever. You see, so people are working basically for free. Whatever you get paid, you know, let's say you get paid, you know, $20 an hour. Well, if you're giving 70% of that, okay, in bills, it's like you're really working, you're really getting $7 an hour. You know, after bills, you know, because they gotta be, you see. So it's a very rigged system, man, and people are coming to the conclusion that they're working for free. You know, and they're gonna go into it some more. I say it's a lock you for the buffering, you know, and even that's a scam. No matter what you do with internet, you can get the new Starlink 28,000 super dish, fiber optic. Everything is a scam, man. Nothing posted like that. Let's do the same thing the other internet do. You know, you can get the newest laptop with the, you know, the cutting edge. You see hypersonic, you know, because this nigga words you to death. Hypersonic, supersonic, extra ultra, you know. This nigga just he saw words you to death, man. You think you own this, son? Should do the same thing. You know? So yeah, let's play this, man. Hopefully they'll play this time. So lucky. You know, I like to be on point, but yeah, what it is.
A deadline, and the company owes your availability, right? Now, if you're salary, that's honestly not much better. You clock out, but your mind doesn't, right? Because once you clock out and you blink, you're already right back at work, right? Now, it's insane how that works, and I feel for anyone that goes through that, right? Now, there's a cost to simply being employed that no one talks about, right? You got paid to go to work, so you got paid for gas, car payments, you got work clothes, you got tools, internet, phones, all these things you are paying for while being employed, right? In many jobs, you are expected to provide the infrastructure that allows the company to make money, right? And don't forget the biggest unpaid job of all, right? And that is surviving. Everyone is surviving, okay? Don't let social media fool you, all right? I'm talking about cooking, cleaning, laundry, errands, childcare, mental health, physical recovery. None of that is optional, bro. All that's necessary for you to show up to work tomorrow, and people have to neglect these things just to get a decent paycheck.
I don't have absolutely fucking nothing, and I've been working for 15 years. And I don't really feel that good telling people this, okay? But I'm trying to get a message across that we don't get fucking paid enough, okay? I've been working for 15 years. I don't own a house. I don't have kids. I don't have money in the bank, and I'm in fucking debt. How could that be possible? And it's a reality for 70% of people, okay? I have a small little apartment. I drive a 10-year-old car. I food shop. I budget. I don't drink, and I don't do drugs. I don't think that I'm the problem. And I don't think that 70% of the people are the problem either. I need you guys to follow me, okay? I'm trying to get a message across, so hopefully we can make change and get paid more. But I can't do this unless you guys follow me and repost this video. I don't feel good telling people that I've been working for 15 years and I have nothing to show for it. I'm really just trying to make a change.
What's the point in working and getting a career, getting an apartment? If you're gonna be at work more than your own fucking house, bro. Like real shit. I'm talking about the standardized work week. 5 days you work, 2 days you off, my nigga. Let's just talk about that. We just talking about in general, bro. This shit is bullshit. America's bullshit. Capitalism is bullshit, and the people that defend it are even more bullshit. Nigga, you even worse, in my opinion, bro. We don't own shit. Like as a society, as citizens, we don't own jack shit, my nigga. We don't even own 100% of our fucking checks, bro. Think about it, nigga. Taxes, bills. Food, needs, gas, all this shit. Nigga, after that, you have about 25 to 30% of your fucking check, my nigga. 70% of it goes to fuck where? God knows where, my nigga, goes to bullshit. Like, bro, we give the shit right back to them. Like, we basically work for free. Like, on a real note, we technically work for free, my nigga, because you don't have 100% of your profits, my nigga. We in labor, bro. We're in record deals without being in record deals, my nigga. How the fuck that work, my nigga? How we sign the labels and we not even in labels? How the fuck does that work, bro? Like, real shit, like, nah, dead ass, bro.
Yay, finally, my day off. I can't wait to relax and enjoy. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. That's right. I only get 1 day off a week, so I got to use it for groceries, errands, chores, and pretty much anything else I got to take care of before I have to work my life away for the next 6 days. And even if I had time, like, what am I supposed to do? I have no money. I don't even have money to go out to eat or hang out with friends.
And see, now, as the scriptures say, the curses are being transferred, to the Edomites. Because for the longest, they've been able, to have all this disposable income, just by being the Edomite. Okay. But as these devils, are dismantling the system, everybody's feeling the squeeze. And the system's been rigged for a long time, and Jake been feeling the squeeze for forever. But now you're seeing more of these Edomites, okay? Because these devils, they only care about a few elite families, These devils in their new world order, only a few elite families matter. All right. And the majority of you Edomites are being pushed into the category of going, okay, cattle. Okay. You had your run from, the 50s until now. Okay. You see the New Deal, all right, from Roosevelt is wearing off. All right. The FDR New Deal that, they had the Edomite middle class booming. Okay, well, that New Deal has wore off. They done broke that down, okay, to where you're going them now. You see? And it's a beautiful thing to see all of it collapse. You see, the thing, and that's the beautiful thing about scriptures is we know this has to happen, before a righteous kingdom is established. This kingdom has, all right, to go through tribulation. Okay, and it's only going to get worse. You see? And there's things get to the point to where, we can't, the things going to get to the point to where, this system is going to completely shut down. Okay. And in order to, get plugged back into the system, people are going to have to take a device. You see? So this devil is putting a squeeze on people because he's getting ready to implement, okay, this technology as a fix-all. So he wants people complaining. Okay? He wants people fed up. All right? But the same people that's putting the squeeze on you now is the same people that's going to run the new system with more control and more power. If you people are complaining now, what the hell you think this nigga going to do when the money is programmable? Okay, when you're under 24/7 surveillance on another level, facial recognition, his device is in you. Okay, you think it's gonna be sweet, But the beautiful thing about the scriptures, man, we know, all right, that the Lord is just going to destroy this whole system. We already have an expectation of something else. Okay, we have a promise. We have an inheritance, man. We got eternal life coming, man. We have, promise of inheriting the earth. Okay, the literal earth, man. You see, while you people are just looking for a better situation in Babylon, you're hoping, Babylon fix itself. Okay, and that's you people expectation. You see, and it's gonna continue to get worse, man. So let's play this some more.
And even if I had money, where am I supposed to go? There's no fucking third spaces in this country. Everything is just mile after mile of parking lots, massive corporations, shopping centers, highways, private residences, condo complexes, and it's all soulless. It's all just designed to extract as much money, which is basically the equivalent of people's time, sweat, tears, soul, and hard work, out of us all as possible. It's ridiculous. Whether you have time, money, or neither, either way, you're screwed. The parks are all closed. Everyone's in a shit mood because the economy's terrible, the housing market's terrible, and by the time we all get off work, we're too tired to do anything anyways. Like, what's there for me to do right now, really? Swipe and doom scroll my life away on meaningless, soul-crushing social media apps? Go out and spend the last bits of my paycheck left over after bills on poisonous fast food slop that doesn't even taste good and that's not even healthy for your body anyways? Like, I'm just working my life away with no greater purpose. There's no reason to even be working. We're working to die.
Hey, friendly reminder, if you've
the elites have turned America to a slave camp. It was just a time when people, had disposable income, because it's been a slave camp, but people had enough disposable income to keep themselves entertained. Okay, but now that they only have enough for essentials, okay, they're realizing, okay, and then plus the devil is collapsing the dollar. The dollar is losing its purchasing power, and that's intentional to bring in a new system. Okay.
reached the point in your career where you stopped making plans during the week because your job has left you too exhausted to function like a normal human being anymore, then that does not mean you are weak. That means that your job is exploiting you.
Look, right, if you think about it, we're really working for free. The average person works 8, 10, or 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. You get paid, but all that money that we making is going right back to the motherfuckers that we getting it from. I say if you work at a grocery store, like part-time or full-time or whatever, and the day comes you gotta buy groceries, and guess where your paycheck is going? Towards them groceries. The same store that you working at, you getting that money right back to them because you need food in the house. It's like being an electrician at Pepco or something, and then you gotta pay your motherfucking electric bill. Fucking your money going right back to the motherfuckers that you working for.
We all working for free.
What you mean?
You get paid, but then you got bills. You giving it right back to them. It's just like going back and forth. Like it's just you just work this like, because the nigga that's printing the money, they don't need it. This shit is about control, nigga. What the fuck is money, nigga?
We trying to keep you busy. We trying to keep you busy.
Niggas created money. Niggas created that. Like it's not even a real thing. Like think about it.
But how money ain't real and I can hold it though? What you mean?
You can hold it, but is it like really yours? You gonna give it back?
I take this money. I got bills. I pay my car note. I give it right back to you. Then I gotta pay my rent. I give it right back to you. Don't that mean I'm working for free?
Nah.
I'm sorry. I just want to understand it, bro. I just want to understand this shit real quick, B. I want to understand the reflection.
Now, Jake finna break it down. I think he one of them New York Jakes. You know, he on that, you know, calling Jake God, you know, one of them intellectual Jake, but he gonna break it down. You know, he gonna make a lot of sense. You know, he got to, because see, first his homeboys weren't feeling it, but he gonna break it down to him, and he gonna make a lot of sense. You know, let's let Jake go, man.
Perfection, I want to understand this real quick. I own a business. I own my own salon. The building is owned by some realtor. I call him up, I pay the realtor. Who gave the realtor the money to get the complex that I'm going to own my business in? The bank. Right? But I got my own business. So I'm coming in here, but I pay my rent to the realtor. Who pays that? To the bank. Right? So wait a minute. I'm getting this money now, but it's still going to the fucking bank. And then now, because I own my own business, I'm the man, I got bigger bills. Guess what? Pay my employees or whatever, collect my stuff, and now I gotta pay my car note, because now I gotta fly, I gotta pay my car note, that goes to the bank. Pay my apartment, my house, my mortgage, that goes to the bank. It's a rat wheel. You working for free. The people that print the money don't need money, homie. They need control. Power. They need you to be doing what they need you to be doing when they need you to be doing it.
And he's absolutely right. Okay, the elites don't need money. They print them, they make the money, they create currency. Okay? And money is a tool of control. You see, money is just a control mechanism for the bankers because it all trickle back to them. You slave for it, you get it, and it trickle back to them. Okay? They're the owners. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. They are the owners of the resources. Okay? As the curses say, we'll have to go to them for the want of all things. Okay? So you go and beg to be employed, because if you fill out an application, you're begging. You're begging this corporation to employ you. You know? I'm not saying that you go do something drastic tomorrow. Just breaking down how wicked this system is, man. Okay, and we're in this predicament because of our disobedience. You know, so just breaking down how wicked this system is. We still got to be, and that's a part of our punishment. We got to deal. You know, we got to do what we got to do. We subject to payments. You know, the money come in and most of it go right back out. And we just look at it from a perspective now, you know, the Lord provide, you know, at least we got, you know, our daily bread, you know, a roof, bills. We got, you know, we got our necessities, man, because we're not here, all right, to create generational wealth and do all. See, the frustration comes in with Jake because Jake want to create generational wealth. Jake want to be an entrepreneur and do all this and do all that. And then they keep finding that it's rigged on every level. On every level you go on is rigged. You see, and that's where the frustration come in that, you know, with Jake, you know, you see, because they don't understand that this is not our rest anyway, you know, and we have to submit to, all right, this captivity, do what we got to do, you know, and Jake try to wrestle their way out and try to, you know, finesse the system and still end up, because the curses are undefeated. You see, the curses is undefeated, man. Okay? Curse coming in and curse going out. You might do a little something in between, okay? But it always ends the same way. Curse going in, curse going out. Okay? And the only thing that's going to break their curse is Yahweh Shai. You see, these things make us look forward to Yahweh Shai more and more. You know? So I think it might be a little more, and we get a few precepts.
They need your energy.
Yeah, and then like he said they need control. You see, the elites ain't looking at their bank account. Okay, they got these systems set up for control because all the money trickle back to them anyway. Okay, they need your energy and your time and your they need you distracted, occupied. Okay, while they set up an even more wicked system. You see, you see, people just figuring out about this system. This nigga finna drop the blueprint too. You know, this system is just being exposed and figured out, and this nigga finna drop the blueprint too, man. Okay, so let's play this some more.
They need you to be like this. Worried about stupid shit. Shit don't even matter. You worried about, I gotta pay my phone bill.
That's real shit.
You gotta pay your what? My phone bill. They got us out here figuring out ways to find loopholes to make money.
I just don't know. I just don't know no more. It's like I work, go home, blink, then back at work again. Oh my God. I could have sworn I was just here yesterday. It's like I'm not even sleeping no more. Sheila, who told me to be grown?
Yeah.
Hey, boss.
It's Auntie, baby. Damn, y'all done broke the boy down, man. Well, let's get some pre-sales, man. Oh, shit. Yeah, you ain't gotta watch TV no more, man. Reality is entertaining as hell, man. Because these prophecies set in, you know, reality is entertaining as hell. Okay. But yeah, let's get some more precepts, man. You know, because let's go here first. Because the devils run a system where they keep you in debt. Okay. To where you're occupied, man. Your mind is occupied. These devils, you know, they're crafty, man. They're more subtle than any creature. This nigga is crafty, man. How he got this system set up to keep you occupied and worrying and stressed and this and that. You know, you spend most of your time doing math. Okay? Adding and subtracting. Ain't no multiplying. Only thing that multiply is bills. Okay? But you spend most of your time adding and subtracting. Okay? You go get $20 at the ATM, you crossing your fingers, you don't know what the balance is. You know? You see? You know what I'm saying? You spend most of your time, you damn near gotta know calculus. Okay, to break even. They sit damn near trigonometry to break even. You know? You gotta put this in this account, and you know, it's like, damn, you know, I put this on credit, I did, you know, payment plan this, I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna pay half of this. I'm gonna let that. I got this. You know, it's like you gotta do trigonometry to break even. You see, this is crazy work. The system that this nigga got set up, man. It said the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is subject to the lender. Okay, and this is how these devils rule the earth. You know, they keep governments in debt. Okay, these corporations, a lot of these corporations are operating off of debt to the bankers. You see? So this devil keeps the masses in debt. All right. So people owe what? Their labor. Okay, because the only way to pay debt is through what? Through labor. To get access to his currency, his paper money, you have to trade what? Labor. Okay, so in order to pay towards your debt, you're subjugated to labor lifelong labor. Okay, retirement is rare. You see? And this is all the makings of a wicked kingdom, man. You know, and that's why, all right, as we come into the truth, you know, we have to understand, okay, this is what it is, but this is for the moment. You see? Let's go here to the book of Micah. You know, I like reading this in the book of Micah. You know, this is the ultimate precept of accountability. Okay, when you read the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 9, it says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim al-Shai, because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause. You see? So we got to do what we got to do. You know, like if you can make a move, you know, certain little loopholes you might find, and you can put plays together. But at the end of the day, okay, we're restricted as hell in this system. You know? We're restricted as hell, and this is part of our punishment, man. You know, because we're all guilty. And what Yahweh Shai did, okay, he paid the price for us in these times to where we can be pardoned from the judgment that's getting ready to come. Okay, and we can be redeemed back to rulership. Okay, Yahweh Shai, he paid the price for the end game so we can win in the end. You see? And we in that time, we finna win. You know, so our hell is balanced out with the promises, man. You know, with the expectation of something better. You know, it says he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness, man. You see? And Yahweh Shai has brought us to the light to where we can see things clearly. We see the BS, but then we know, okay, a better way is on the way. A righteous rulership is on the way. So we can see clearly, you know, on both sides. Okay? And eventually we're going to behold his righteousness, man. We're going to be in the kingdom with Yahweh Shai. We're going to be in rulership. We're going to be back in sovereignty, man. Okay? Micah, that was it on that. Let's go here. Let's get there in Psalm. I think the book of Psalms. I think it's 37, so like, we can end it here. It's the book of Psalms 37. And 7, it says, rest in the Lord, Yahweh Bashim al-Shai, and wait patiently for him. Okay? So we're in a position to where we got to wait on our power. You know, knowing what we know is, you know, it's all a scam, the game is rigged. You know, so it's a vexation, but that goes into us being refined as well. And the Lord wants us to, you know, to be starving for righteousness. When Yahweh shall return, we're going to be starving for righteousness, man. You know, it says, fret not thyself because of him who prosper in his way. You know, because this devil, you know, he's been winning off this rigged system, man. You know, the devil, you know, he's able to, you know, jump on the TV like he ain't did shit. You know, the Esau jump on TV like he ain't did nothing. Telling you what's next, you know, gaslighting you like you the problem. You know, it says, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass, cease from anger and forsake wrath, fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, man. So we commanded not to crash out, okay, not to try to take things into our own hands, and you know, and of course it's a vexation, but then, like I said, we're balanced, okay, by the promises, man, our expectation and the promises, man, and the goodness of the Lord that's to come to the earth soon. Okay, it said, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those who wait on the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. See, this devil has a cutoff point. This is a temporary situation. You know, like I'm saying, that's what keeps us going as well, knowing this is a temporary situation. He said he was going to come through. He said we're going to inherit the earth, man. Okay, so we take this we learn how to take this captivity on the chin, because the Lord say, look, y'all going to inherit the earth, man. You see, y'all gonna be good. You know, we know why we being punished. You see, we know who we are. We know who our power is, and he got better things for us, man. Okay, he gonna do right by his people, beginning with the elect. Okay, and it says, verse 10, it says, "For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be." Yeah, this nigga rulership is finna be snatched away. This Esau's not gonna have any authority after Yahweh Shai returns, man. This nigga not gonna have any authority. Okay, and he's going into captivity. It said, "Yeah, thou shalt thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be." Okay, it shall not be. So that his place of authority and rulership, and you know, this nigga's the main character of the earth. Okay, this nigga's the banker. Okay, you know, he runs the money. Okay, he controls, you know, the currencies. Nah, man, he's not gonna have that position anymore. All right, and then there's gonna come a time he's not gonna exist as a nation, man. The Most High gonna take it there with this nigga, man. All right, Psalm 37:11 said, "But the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace." Okay, it said the meek, you know, because one thing about the truth is about us humbling down, you know. But the meek shall inherit the earth, man, everything. All right, the earth, the resources, the wealth, the abundance, and the earth gonna go back to giving forth its strength, and we're gonna operate the earth in the wisdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Okay, and the Lord say He's gonna beautify the place of His feet, man. We haven't even seen the full potential of the earth yet, man. I know, of course, we know about other planets. Eventually, we're gonna branch out to, man, but we haven't even tapped into the potential of the earth. It's so much on the earth, you know, to tap into. Okay, and we're gonna tap into it in its fullness because we're the sons of God. It's a lot that the Most High holding back from Esau, man. Esau don't get the fullness of the earth, man. His blessing was a consolation prize, man. It wasn't the prize. Okay, he got a second rate, okay, rulership compared to ours, man. You know, we're gonna delight ourselves in the abundance of peace, man. You know, we're not gonna have to be worried about bills and a bank account and the balance and damn, did I pay this and paperwork and damn, I can't afford no children. She pregnant, you know, like none of that, man. We're gonna get to be, and we just gonna get to be. Okay, count calories and all. You got to do this in this wicked kingdom, man. In our kingdom, we just gonna get to be. You know, and that's what we got to look forward to, man. So that was the point, you know, Lord will, you brothers. All right, and you sisters edified once again. I'm gonna give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Makakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutations to the whole elect. Shalom.